今日はスタッフみんなとシカゴの街をツアーして回るっていうので、まず船に乗ってなんか川からビルディングがわーっと上で見ていくっていうのをやってから、街を今度は歩くっていう感じになって、で実際にゲームをやってくれた人には分かるようなランドマークになるようなところをぐるっとみんなで回ってます。で面白いのがスタッフと一緒に回ってるので、回りながら気づいた疑問とかをその場で聞いて、こうほらあそこみたいに取材したりとかして、あんな感じでスタッフと一緒にみんなでツアーしながら作ってる人に直接聞けるっていうのはなかなかいい企画だと思います。僕も聞いてみたいと思います。
This is my age friend, pretty much.
Glass exterior and a single spire on top is the Trump International Tower and Hotel. It's named after Donald Trump. He wanted it to be the tallest building in the world. It is the second tallest building in Chicago. So he failed. Top of the line, Chicago's Great City Towers. Designed by Bertrand Goldberg, the center of the grid, the number system, as it's stated in Madison, so everything there is 0. And as you move north, south, east, or west, the numbers get higher in your particular boat. But for all of you in the back of the boat, if we were to go on the speedboat, you would likely all get pretty wet. It'd be terrible.
Many more of the stones, and the front has a beautiful, beautiful view for interviews. All right, here we go.
怖いところにいますよ。いやー、タワーのてっぺん、こっち見てください、こっち見てください。いやー、もうね、すごい怖いですよね。赤い、そして川、あそこさっき通ってきた川です。いやー、こう一緒に回ってみて、本当の街と大きさがちょっと小さいこととか、あとこれの形は同じなんですけど色がちょっと違うこととかに気づいたんですけど、それはどういう基準でちょっとずつ変えたりしてるんですか？
There are different reasons for that. Like the first one is we need to make the size perfect of the gameplay. Watch Dogs is a game that focuses a lot on density and encourage the player to spend a lot of time watching people very slowly, paying a lot of attention to it. So you need to make sure you don't disappoint in the details and everything, so you need to pick the right size. Just adding scale for the sake of adding scale would be pointless. It would end up compromising that density of things. So that's part of the reason. The second one is more legislation complications. So when you, after a certain time, and I don't remember the date, we would have to pay a ridiculous amount of money or stuff like that just to replicate them. And that would be stuff that we would have put there just for the sake of it being exactly the same, that would have compromised something else in the game. So we decided to not go there and instead like do something very similar that people would be able to recognize, keep the soul of it, but not go overboard and put like all the money on the table for that kind of stuff. You mean like how we chose Chicago? We started by doing a list, a short list of cities. We knew we wanted to be North America, like it's a culture we understand, it's something we wanted to push. Then afterwards, we started to see the pros and cons of every city. One of the things we needed was something very dense. It's also because of the vision of the game, right? The surveillance, there's a certain oppression the thematics that we're using. So we didn't want to go into California and stuff like that because those offer really large streets. It breathes a lot, which doesn't feel like one of those small alleys with red bricks and stuff like that. So we wanted to have that impression a bit more in the game. The rest of it was all about the government and the politics that they have. Like, they have a lot of courage in Chicago to fix problems, a lot of resilience actually. Like a lot of stuff happened here, and every time it happens, like the fire, the riots, and even the Al Capone, they always innovated to fix those problems. And I think that's something that characterized Chicago. So we felt if a city in North America could have the courage to say yes to a smart city systems to improve the life of its citizens, it was definitely Chicago.
ビルのテクスチャーがいろんな年代の1920年代とかそれこそ最新のがある。それがやっぱりゲームにした時にすごく魅力的な感じっていうのを一緒に回ってて気づいたんですけど、そういう基準もあったりしますか？
Yes, it's part of the reasons why on the visual side they were pretty excited to pick that city. It has not only a very varied architecture, but it also has a history behind it, right? It's because of the fire, it's because of the two different cities they built, all of that stuff. I think that what's interesting there is that not only we were able to recruit quite a few of that, but we have this thing called the city hotspot. It's a bit like Foursquare and those kind of things on smartphone, like where there's like hundreds of hotspots in the city. And when you check in at those places, you can leave stuff to other players and things like that, but there's also a small story about those places in the city. Some of them are about directly the building or a certain spot in the city. Others are for like a very famous event that happened in Chicago at these places. So we thought that was a nice way of bringing a bit more like, if you want education to the whole thing about the city and respect a bit more like where the city is.
このゲームで街を覚えちゃうと実はちょっとだけ迷ったりしちゃうかもしれないですね。違う部分があったりする。
You're definitely going to be a bit lost, I think. And I think in the loop you can find yourself pretty well. But we did quite a few bold choices to make sure gameplay fits really well. So I don't think you could literally learn Chicago and Watch Dogs like in your mind and then come here and find yourself everywhere. I think that would be a dangerous thing to do. They designed everything. Like they came here quite a few times, take pictures, decide which building they would do. When we were defining scale, we were always cautious of deciding what would be removed from the space, what would be kept there to make sure we keep the essence. We were also sometimes deciding to not shrink at all certain areas because they were not shrinkable. You couldn't like cut one building and keep the essence of it. So there was a lot of thinking being done into that to make sure we would keep the soul of it in respective place.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you again.
Subject, Aiden Pierce.
Yeah, I can see him.